Hola, muy buenos días a todos. Habla Nadia Bravo. Gracias por estar con nosotros esta mañana. Yo soy gerente de mercadotecnia de BMobile, empresa de Grupo Scanda. Y en esta ocasión vamos a hablar, o bueno, este webinar es para presentarles IoT o Internet of Things, muy enfocado al tema de transporte y logística. Entonces, pues muchas gracias por su tiempo, gracias por estar aquí. Como saben, vamos a tener a un experto del tema, que es Aaron, y bueno, se los voy a introducir en unos minutos. Quisiera compartirles primero un poco sobre lo que hacemos en Grupo Scanda y BMobile. Bueno, ¿quién es Grupo Scanda? Llevamos más de 25 años en el mercado. La verdad es que es una trayectoria bastante extensa para ser una empresa 100% mexicana, aunque tenemos algunas alianzas con empresas internacionales, pero somos una empresa que se ha formado y está conformada por, al mismo tiempo, diferentes empresas, 9 de ellas, que son ubicadas para diferentes segmentos de la industria de IT, como es el caso de Server con, bueno, somos el partner número uno en Microsoft a nivel Latinoamérica, lo mismo para SAP, nosotros somos partner número uno de, pues, se puede decir todas las plataformas de MDM, y bueno, muchos de nuestros clientes se encuentran en el top 500 de expansión, perdón, el 70% de ellos, tenemos cobertura global con diferentes alianzas, como les comentaba. Tenemos varias oficinas, tanto en el Distrito Federal como en Sureste. Estamos recién abriendo presencia ya, Monterrey, Guadalajara, Querétaro. Y bueno, somos un grupo, lo que les quiero transmitir es que somos un grupo bastante sólido, con mucha experiencia en el mercado. Y en el caso de B-Mobile, estamos totalmente enfocados a la parte de movilidad e infraestructura, pero siempre alineados a, bueno, habilitar movilidad empresarial, que es nuestra misión, pero ser el partner para los fabricantes número uno, pero también eso se traduce en darles a ustedes el mejor servicio, siempre preocupándonos por la satisfacción de nuestros clientes. Aquí están algunos números, ustedes pueden ver, no voy a detallar cada uno de ellos, pero sí comentarles, por ejemplo, de GEMA, que es una alianza que se hizo ya desde hace un par de años, con el cual tenemos cobertura global a nivel mundial, damos soporte en más de 35 países, en más de 20 idiomas, y esto lo que nos permite es tener o darles a los clientes un trato local, pero siempre con proyectos que pueden ser totalmente globales, ¿no? Aquí les comentaba, ¿no? Damos soporte a, en México, Estados Unidos, equipos de infraestructura, pero también tenemos 10,000 instalaciones de equipos móviles alrededor del mundo, eh, tickets resueltos, etcétera. Aquí ustedes pueden ver los números que realmente son, bueno, son relevantes para nosotros y para ustedes por nuestra experiencia. Y hablando un poquito de los servicios que estamos manejando actualmente, son estos tres principales, muy enfocados todos a la parte de consultoría. ¿Esto qué quiere decir? Que hacemos siempre un análisis o un diagnóstico de la situación actual de su empresa, ya sea hablando de redes, que es el primero, Business Defined Networks, en donde hacemos la integración de diferentes tecnologías para poder habilitar autonomía a tu red. Esto va a evitar que tu personal esté dedicado 100% o, no sé, los 365 días del año a tareas operativas. Esto lo que buscamos es automatizar muchos de los procesos y obviamente liberar la carga para ustedes, ¿no? Como empresa. En la parte de integración móvil, administramos y controlamos dispositivos móviles, como les comentaba, a través de herramientas o plataformas de MDM, Mobile Device Management, como se conoce en el mercado, y esto les va a permitir tener mucha seguridad en la información de su empresa, que sabemos que es vital y muy importante actualmente. Y finalmente, en empresa móvil, lo que hacemos es todo enfocado a la consultoría y brindarles las herramientas y servicios que van a permitir crear una estrategia de movilidad alineada a los objetivos de su empresa. Esto con la finalidad, obviamente, de reducir costos y hacer su empresa más productiva. Entonces, bueno, sin más preámbulo, quisiera presentarles a Aaron. Él es un experto en esta tecnología que estamos presentando de la empresa BlackBerry. Vamos a hacer su presentación. Bueno, él va a hacer su presentación en inglés. Y por favor, al final, si tienen alguna pregunta, pueden enviárnosla por el chat que tienen ahí en la consola de la herramienta y yo puedo hacer la traducción, o si ustedes tienen la pregunta en inglés, pues mejor. Sin más, pues los dejo con Aaron. Muchas gracias, Aaron. Thank you very much, Aaron. I will switch to English now and give you the role. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Hola, buenos días. Mi Pablo español poquito, mucho poquito. So I'll have to work on my Spanish.
Yes, just let me see if can you see your.
Yep. Now it says here you have been. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Let me just. Okay, I apologize here. Okay, unfortunately, there's this thing here. So before I start, I'd just like to, update everyone in terms of where BlackBerry is. As you may be aware or may not, BlackBerry has gone through a large restructuring in terms of the business groups that we would be moving forward with. And so where we are today, we have our security groups, we have our autonomous vehicle groups, we have our encryption and crisis communication groups, and we have unified enterprise management for document management flow, mobile applications and things, and Grupo Scanda is certainly a promoter of BlackBerry and partner of BlackBerry. And then we have our IoT group. And within our IoT group, there's actually 2 business units, and I'm representing one of those business units. That business unit is our connected transportation group. We have a product called Radar, and Radar it's actually a brand name. It's not the technological application of our solution. I'll get into those details as we go through the presentation. But Radar has been specifically designed to address transportation equipment management issues globally. So trucking organizations, as we've noticed, have really not good visibility on equipment like trailers and chassis and ocean containers, and many other types of assets. And they could be construction assets, generators. The list is actually quite prolific. So BlackBerry determined about 3 years ago, our president came up with this idea that we would develop solutions for monitoring these type of assets. Within the transportation arena, we called our solution, I guess, a branding term would be Smart Connected Trailer Program. As we go through the solution today, you'll see it's very elaborate, but it's nicely designed, both on the hardware side, the software side, and the user interface and the integration capabilities. We are trying to disrupt the marketplace today where the incumbents, our competitors, have arguably been around for, just about 12 years to 14 years. And there hasn't been too much innovation in this space. So what I'd like to, take you on a journey today about radar and why we believe that the transportation sector, whether it be for-hire carriers or private fleets, will be able to manage their fleets in a much more economical and efficient manner than they have before on a very modern platform. In the transportation space, sorry, I don't know why I can't minimize this. In the transportation space, we have a number of issues that we are trying to solve, and many of you will be experiencing this today. Driver and tractor productivity is, a very big problem. In North America, we've heard many times about driver shortages, and now with the onset of potentially autonomous tractors or semi-autonomous tractors, what will the role of the driver be? What will the role of the equipment be? How will the equipment communicate? How can we drive more value from our fleet operations? And but to get there, we need to take incremental steps. It's not going to happen overnight. So we're addressing this issue, and as I will explain later, I'll show you how we, bring some opportunities to fleets they may not have seen before to improve driver and tractor productivity. I describe having high definition visibility on your fleet. It's no different than somebody who may only have 50% vision, and then you get laser eye surgery, and now you can see colors clearly, shapes are very crisp, and everything is defined, into the eye. So what we're trying to do with radar is really bring that high definition visibility to a fleet. Tractors primarily run to pick up a trailer, and whether you're a private fleet, whereby when you're delivering product, you're making a sale. If you're a carrier or logistics provider, you generate your revenue when that trailer is delivered and a POD is assigned. So in order to help, shrink the time and shrink the wasted energy, time wasted sitting around detention, demurrage, adding different legs, or what we might call different legs to a trip. So, for example, you can go and you tell a dispatcher, says to a driver, move this trailer from here to there. So pick up at a distribution center, deliver to the retailer. But in between there could be one or two stops where they would reposition the equipment in the carrier yards. So what we're saying here is that with high definition visibility, the operator will be able to improve the efficiencies of those trips. The aspects of maintenance are becoming very prevalent in terms of prognostics, meaning how can I do some predictive analysis on when my fleet will come in. And there's a lot of telematic solutions now really ramping up capability to do that. What we have done with radar is be able to tell the maintenance group by mileage when that trailer needs to come in. So right now the industry uses hubometers predominantly, but what we've learned over the last couple of years and in testing and piloting are the hubometers are not necessarily accurate. They break down, they're taken off, they just don't provide accurate mileage information. So particularly for fleets or rental leasing companies, everybody wants to know, like, did I run 12,000 miles, 10,000 miles, 8,000 miles? When do I need to bring my equipment in to meet those safety compliance and do those maintenance checks? So with the mileage, we're finding our customers are able to have more predictive capability to bring in the fleet for maintenance, the trailers for maintenance, and reduce their cost. Okay, sorry. So what does this all mean? What does efficiency mean? I've broken it down into 5 key areas. And we tell our customers in the market, what if you could improve your fleet utilization by arguably up to 12%? What does that mean for you? Meaning, if you have X number of trailers in your fleet, let's use a number, for example, 1,000 trailers. If you could take out 120 trailers in your fleet, what does that mean? Or conversely, if you're a for-hire carrier, what would it mean to have availability of 120 trailers that you could now provide to customers and bill them for the use of that trailer? Basically cutting pro bills. What if you could reduce a driver time by 30 minutes? We've noticed that when a trailer is connected in near real time and dispatchers have visibility to that trailer, with the number of sensors that we have in our solution, and I'll show you that shortly, a dispatcher could almost in real time send a driver to go pick up a trailer knowing the state and condition of that trailer. Is it ready to be moved? Is it loaded? Is it not loaded? Is there something that I can tell my dispatcher exactly where it is? So when they go to a big yard, they don't have to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to find the trailer. They know where it is and they know it's ready to be picked up. And we've been finding our customers are saving an awful lot of time, by drivers not having to A, search for trailers in big distribution yards, and B, they're not consuming time, wait on their hours of service to find these trailers. We also find that, particularly fleets in the U.S. and Canada, each fleet usually has a minimal number of rentals, and the minimal number could be anywhere from 100 to 700. We've seen up to 1,000. By improving the utilization of one's fleet, we see a diminishment in trailer rental costs and trailer leasing costs. So there's a real nice benefit financially to the operator. We also find that fleets tell us that detention billing is a very big concern. So if you go to a retailer or if you go to a receiver to deliver a load, many receivers here in North America, and I'll speak specifically up in Canada, Loblaw is it's our largest food retailer. Some of their sites, you could be sitting there for 5 or 6 hours. And the carriers, of course, don't make money when they do that, but they also don't get compensated fully for that time. The consignee or the shipper, deducts those invoices. It's a big problem. So we've actually shown how our technology can help, I won't say completely eliminate, but certainly provide data to go back to that payee and say, Mr. Customer, we can tell you when the doors open, we can tell you when we entered the geofence, we can tell you when it was closed, we can tell you when it was repositioned, we can tell you the temperature, and we can tell you how long it was there in each one of those states. So our customers are now finding that the revenue capture from detention billing has been significantly increased. And again, we talked about maintenance, where we certainly see cost of maintenance and cycle time improvement of maintenance because of mileage and compliance information on the trailer. Sorry. So what does this all mean? BlackBerry has built a very modern platform for our solution. Our cloud-enabled solution, sits on a very sophisticated AWS platform. It's got BlackBerry encryption and all the great things that we do to secure our systems on there. Our device, which I'll show you in a minute, is also encrypted. And it just brings a level of trust to our customers, knowing that their information, is protected. As we move into this cybersecurity environment where, there's a breach of data and, people are out there trying to get information, BlackBerry's pretty confident that, we're doing, I think, best in class in terms of being able to protect our customer information. we also believe that our solution, as we have two different products, can really bring a very solid return on investment to our customers. It can really show them, I call it our fast food product and our gourmet product. So if somebody is looking for, an all-in-one device that has 7 sensors, and you need to monitor your temperature and your door vents, and you need to monitor mileage and all these things, we have those solutions. And on the other side, we have a more competitively priced solution where we have some very unique features and sensors on there, but again, it's at a better price. So we can really come to customers and sit down and build and customize a very cost-effective solution for them. In today's market, what we find is that our competitors approach things differently. We see a lot of satellite solutions out there where data is provided intermittently during the course of a 24-hour period. For example, we see 3 pings a day, and we just don't believe that that's good enough. Not for our customers. You can't, particularly a fleet that moves around in a pickup and delivery network and then has line hauls. Equipment's moving quite a bit, and you need to have visibility on that. Also, our competitors have, in many cases, built a wire harness to the tractor to get power to their solution, and then they also put in these batteries, AA batteries or a cell battery, as a backup. But what we notice in both of those cases, the wiring takes hours to install. We've actually been into facilities where we've seen our competitor solutions installed, and it takes upwards of an hour and 20 minutes. They sell 40 minutes, but we just haven't seen it yet. And then we find that the batteries, our customers tell us that the batteries in the old solutions die, and then they lose visibility on the trailers when they're stationary. So we solve that problem very nicely, and I'll explain that. There's no maintenance on our solution. It takes about 10 minutes to install, and you get more data more often than our competitors. So we've really tried to disrupt the marketplace, bringing together the legacy technology that BlackBerry has developed in our phones, particularly. We've used our patent portfolio in this environment to make sure that the product we bring to market is best in class and unique. So I'm not going to go over this, but what I really want to say here is that fleets are becoming, telematics and transportation is becoming a very big topic. Equipment is getting more technology today and in the last 2 years than we've seen probably in the last 10 years. And I think the pace of technology in vehicles and in trailers and anything around it's just going to be accelerating over the next 2 to 4 years for all kinds of reasons. There's just not much more, I believe, you can do inside the tractor anymore. People are adding video 360 around the vehicle. Your ELDs now are mandated in the U.S. There's all kind of ECB information that you're pulling off of the engine, and it's all good stuff. But it adds cost. It's very expensive. But I don't believe there's much more that can be done in the tractor. The OEMs are actually now developing a lot of these solutions in their vehicles, in manufacturing. So, I think in about 5 years, 6 years from now, you'll just be able to go to an OEM, buy a tractor with whatever you want in it as it comes off the plant floor. And trailers are not too far behind. To me, I've been in this industry for 25 years, and the trailers have always been, no pun intended, they've been left behind. It's not an expensive asset. It hasn't been perceived as, if you spend $5 or $25 or $50 on a trailer, typically people have said, well, why do I need to spend any money on my trailer except get it fixed and keep it running on the road? Well, now we're finding that trailer is actually what drives the revenue or sales for many of the operators. So now people are looking at this. And you also have EPA regulations coming out in 2018 and 2019 where they're looking to establish GHG emissions around the trailer, the tractor, and the tractor-trailer combination. So when you have that information between the trailer and the tractor combined in your TMS or wherever you decide to, manage your data, and you can have real-time visibility on your equipment, it really just helps improve the speed of decisions to improve the profitability of the move, or the overall organization. Sorry. I won't spend too much time here. What I'll do is I'll just move into very quickly a demo. Do I have time here for that, Nadia?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So if you bear with me just 2 seconds, this will be up and running. So I just wanted to give you a visualization of what our UI provides our customers. Very quickly, where you see the markers with solid dots, that means there's cargo inside the trailer. Hollow means it's empty. Now, we're not production ready yet. It should be done soon. We'll be able to tell our customers what percentage of cargo is in that trailer. 25%, 50%, 75%, up to 83, I believe. Just the way our sensors work, we missed the first pallet position at the front of the trailer. But for all intents and purposes, you would know if there is product or pallets on that trailer. The red indicates there's a breach. We have multiple alert structures around the trailer, around all the events, and I'll describe that to you now. This icon button here at the top left, this is it. This runs anything you want to do with your asset. You can go drill reports, you can search by asset, you can build geofences, you can add users, and you can modify your alert structures. And it's all done right here. It's very simple. We find it takes our customers maybe 20 minutes, and they're good to go. We've really designed this to be simple. But because we don't have a lot of time today, I just want to just click into an asset here and just show you very quickly some information that that radar provides our customers. So certainly you get your location and closest address. By the way, the data is captured every 5 minutes. It's compressed and it's sent up to our cloud every 15 minutes. It's cellular based. We have a North America SIM. Right now we have a bunch of customers that run fleets down in Mexico, so we know it's working down there. And it provides all this really good information to help our customers operate better fleets. So on the sensor hub status here, we can we capture cargo state. So again, we know there's cargo or no cargo. We know the last time it updated the information. We have door events, so we know when doors have opened and closed. This is really good, particularly in areas where cargo theft may occur. We can actually go back here and we can see when the doors were open, where were they opened, if a seal was broken, does it mean the door was opened? If the door wasn't opened, then maybe a claim doesn't need to be filed. So it provides some really nice information. We also have temperature and humidity and air pressure. Temperature, again, is illustrated here. So we have a very nice graphical depiction of the temperature throughout, whatever period of time you want to see a report. We also have stop events. How long was that trailer stopped? And what geofence was it at? And, were the doors open, for how long were they opened? And again, this data set can be compressed or it could be expanded. We can also, through our filters, take things out or add things in very nicely. I was talking about, the mileage, and as you can see here, we can capture the distance traveled, by every asset. We're building a report right now. This is a very scalable solution. We're building a report where you'll be able to see all your assets and all the mileage that they're operating under. The other nice feature about Radar is that we do allow our customers to customize it and customize it in real time. So once you've set up your initial alert structures, you can actually override these alerts, your door, cargo. So for example, if you wanted in a particular geofence a door alert, you can, and it wasn't set up in the initial default, you can actually override that. Or for a special trip, you might be going to a new location, you want to set it up, it's a one-time, you can do that there. It's certainly, because we have a lithium thionyl chloride battery, it gets over 3 years, 3.4 years. There's no maintenance on the battery. Works up to -40 and -40 and up to plus 85 Celsius. So it's a very robust system. We have some really nice, some very smart engineers who just know how to do power management on batteries. We've been doing that for a long time. So we really get the best performance on our solution. Once you install it, 10 or 15 minutes, it's on. It's good for about 3.5 years, and you don't have to worry. And you get alerts when the battery about 3 to 4 months before the battery power completely drains. So the last thing I'd like to show you with the limited time that we have, I'm just trying to change here. We have report structures. One of the big things we noticed is yard checks. Every morning, across North America, we have carriers going and trying to find their trailers and what's in the yard this morning, and then 20 minutes later, they're moved around. So we have a yard check report. Now, this is just because this is a simulator, so you're only seeing these assets here. But if you had thousands of geofences, you could absolutely, at any given time in the day, and you can even have a report pushed to you in the morning or in the evening, or you can go in here real time and see what's where. You can also drill into it. So I can go into this freight yard. I can see all my assets that are sitting there, what type of asset it was. You define this when we set up the system. You could see if the door state. You can see if they're moving or idle, and you can see how long they've been idle for. This is really nice because we know that maybe 35% of trailers move a lot. 65% of the time, trailers sit around. So if you have these assets that are sitting here longer than others, you can now have your operators, your dispatchers, move the equipment that's not moving, and you have all the information to make those decisions here. So what does Radar look like? In our application here, let me just see. I can't. I'm going to try to move this here. So these are the specs of the device. What you're looking at here, these are actually 2 Fresnel lenses. This is how we can detect cargo. We call it it's a cargo sensor. It sits here on the top right-hand side of the trailer door. By the way, it works on a roll-up too. This is just a barn door. It's 80 inches up off the floor, so it's really high. It's I've installed a number of these in pilots and tests, and I can really tell you that it's not easy to take off. But somebody wants to take it off, I'm sure they can. So, but why it's here? It's because we also have a door sensor. So when this door opens first, we can detect that motion. So it was, we went through about 25 different kind of reasons where this device should go, and in our matrix that we developed, this really was the best place to put it. So at the end of the day, explain to our customers that if there's no benefit, even if it's $1, it really doesn't matter, what the cost of the solution is. But for innovative fleets who really are thinking about progressing their business and trying to do things differently and become more efficient, we have kind of 6 statements we kind of work through our customers with, and this is just data based on kind of existing customers that we have and some of the findings we've discovered. So if any of these kind of situations apply, we believe there's at least an opportunity for a conversation to, see if radar could be a benefit to one's fleet. And the biggest one that we keep kind of having a conversation with our customers about is really the whole utilization stuff and driver productivity. So, a 30-minute savings for a driver a month, it literally pays for our solution. A 3% utilization improvement on the fleet kind of pays for the solution. So very nominal improvements in the operations returns over 120% ROI to our customers. So we think we have a really smart solution. We every day are working on how our solution can solve more problems, and our customers are really helping us with that because we learn things every day, and we're just really excited about the future roadmap items that we have for radar. We have a couple of customers that have provided testimonies here, and these were some of our first few customers, and they're still using radar, and it's delivering everything that they expected, and in fact discovering new ways to use the data to improve their fleets. So that's my presentation, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you, Aaron. There are no questions until now. I just have one question. In terms of time for implementation, because we see that it is really easy. So I know it depends on the terms, the number of units, and etc. But do you have like a time estimated that take the project to get up and running?
So Nadia, that's a great question. In terms of physically putting the devices onto the fleet, it really just depends how many trailers one has. But we have a customer right now. They're installing them in 9 minutes. They have 3 installers, and they've really had some good experience with the solution. But our average customer is taking maybe, just say, under 15 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. So you're almost doing 4 an hour. So we're finding that we can outfit a fleet of 1,000 trailers in just around a month or less. And the back-end system is very, without going into integration, but just using our UI and the installation, within a month and a week, you could have 1,000 fleet completely outfitted with radar.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Aaron. Well, I think there are no any other questions. I just want to thank you for your time, and gracias a todos por su asistencia. Por favor, si tienen alguna duda o alguna pregunta, háganoslo saber, y pues estaremos compartiendo esta liga para que puedan también accesar a ella cuando quieran. Thank you very much, and I just say that we are sending this out, the link for the webinar, and also thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you very much, Nadia.
Bye-bye.